The opinions in this podcast are all our own.
But the businesses are real chamber members.
It's a chamber chat.
Coming to you from Wahoo, Nebraska. Chamber Chat with Kate
And Kat.
Welcome to Chamber Chat with Kate.
And Kat. I'm Catherine Nygren.
And I'm Kate DeCoste. This podcast is everything Wahoo Chamber of Commerce.
Well, Kate, I saw your pictures from the Beauty View ribbon cutting last night.
Oh, yes. We had a great time.
That looked like a fun time. I'm really sorry that I
that you couldn't make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the sun came, or it didn't, I mean, it kind of came, well, it kind of did actually come out, but it was kind of raining. I was actually thinking like later, earlier in the day, I was like, is this going to happen? Or are we going to do this? And they did have a backup plan that we would go in the big shed still and still do everything. But I'm so glad that the rain stopped basically right when we were going to get started.
Really?
And and we were able to go right in front of the little store. So I feel like, too, for people who've never been, and if they want to go, they'll be like, okay, that's the
building on the farm that I go to.
Yes. So, yeah, it was very fun. We had sherbet.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
And
sherbet and
I
champagne.
saw the food board. I can't say the word.
Charcuterie.
Yeah.
I've had to practice, and I can't really think about it as I say it. I have to just say it.
I can't even get it out. So,
and I forget the person who did that. They're from Omaha. That
something with a cow.
Yes,
because I'm like, what are the chances that a business that has a cow in their name came and catered the cow party?
I know. At
the dairy farm,
and they use obviously Beauty View's cheese.
Ooh.
And she had this one. While you're looking, so we can give a shout out to them. She had this like whipped, I forget what cheese it was, but it was like this whipped cheese with like honey. It was like hot honey. And it was freaking delicious.
That sounds amazing. Cow and Crumb.
Cow and Crumb, yes. I knew it was a cute little name, but I was like, I'm going to totally butcher it.
I remember the cow part.
Yes, you did.
They hired a cow
I know.
catering company for the party.
Yes, it was like perfect. Yeah, and it was beautiful. Like the spread was beautiful and of course tasty. And then they had made some sherbet and had a little champagne. So if you wanted some, you could have it with or without.
Spicy sherbet.
Yeah. So it was kind of fun. And that was for the after hours. Like we did the little ribbon cutting and then after hours. So anyone, it was kind of like an open house type thing.
Check
could
it
come
out.
And
see their little store where you can go. They've got an on-farm store, right?
Yes.
It's open 8 to 8.
Yes.
And you can go get the cheeses.
Yes.
The butter.
Butters. Yes. I got butter yesterday and I got some cheese. They do this great thing where they have their curds, their cheese curds you can get. But I think probably like when they're making them, they get like crumbles.
Oh,
They call them shreds. So they package those, and those are perfect for salads. Tim and I actually had it today for lunch. We were like, let's have salad with those shreds.
Some cheese shreds.
And it was so good. And they have ice cream and yogurt and cream.
Ooh, yogurt?
They do. They have yogurt, and it's in a little baby like jug.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a milk jug, only baby size. You can get your yogurt. I saw some people buying that. And there were some people so even people that are like chamber members that came for the ribbon cutting, they had not been. And so they were, I think everyone that I saw there were leaving, going to their car with a bag.
A little bag. Yeah.
And if you don't know, it is self-serve. So it is open 8 to 8. You just go in, you pick what you want. There's prices there, and there's little sheets you just fill out what you bought. You put your like contact information on it, and then there's a little like lock box that you put that in, and then you can either pay cash, check, or even Venmo.
Oh, nice.
So if you're like, I don't have any cash or I don't carry a checkbook,
right,
but I have Venmo.
Or I need more cheese than my cash.
Yes.
On hand will allow me to get.
Right. So
nice.
Yeah, it was fun.
Well, great. Well, June is Dairy Month, so it was very, very appropriate.
It was.
That you guys hung out at the dairy farm.
It really was.
Nice.
So that was a past event. We have some fun things happening starting here in June.
Yeah.
One that's coming up that's not really a chamber event, but we wanted to just kind of let people know. BRAN is coming, and it's not like bran that you eat.
It's more the bike ride across Nebraska.
Yes, it is. And we are one of their stops. I think they do 8 maybe stops.
That sounds right.
And I think they start in Valentine, I believe. And I think we're like one of the last stops.
They're kind of wrapping it up by the time they get to Wahoo. Nice.
And they will be here June 7th, probably rolling in. Probably around like 11 a.m. I'm guessing people might start
seeing some cyclers.
I feel like by 1 o'clock you're gonna see quite a few.
Okay.
Bishop Newman is hosting. They're gonna tent on the football practice field.
Oh, okay.
Is where they'll set up they'll
overnight there.
There. Yeah, and then I believe you have some of the info for what they're having at Newman, right?
Yeah, I sure do. So it's the welcome party happening that Friday night on June 7th. So it's at the Newman football field concession stand, happening from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. So they're going to have concessions of Wahoo wieners, pop and water, and a beer garden. And some live music from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Featuring Cole Big Country Woida.
Nice.
So, yeah.
And anyone can come. It's a welcome party, so it's for community and the cyclists.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, the flyer says BRAN riders and community members are welcome to come.
Awesome.
And they're going to have food and drinks, entertainment, souvenirs, and T-shirts.
Oh, great.
So, yeah.
Oh, souvenirs and T-shirts.
I know.
Oh.
What a fun night on a Friday night.
Yeah, very fun.
Head on down to the Newman football field for some Wahoo wieners and live music.
Yes. And beer. You can't beat that.
Can't beat any of that.
No. And then they're only here overnight, and then the next day, probably, early, they'll get on their bikes and head to the next town. So that's exciting that they'll be around.
Yeah. Have you heard about how many riders are going to come through?
I've heard there is a little over 300 so far that have signed up. I think it's for the ride. I think it starts this weekend, the 2nd or something. So I'm guessing between 3 and 350 is probably about what they're going to get.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like the Nebraska one isn't as big as the Iowa. They have that RAGBRAI. But I feel like that might be is I think it is. I feel like people come from all over to do that one. And I don't know why it's in July.
Oh, gosh. Little warm.
Yes. It is just definitely not an event. I do know some friends that they haven't done it for the past couple of years, but they've done it in the past for years and years. And I was like, that does not sound like anything I would be murdered because people would be like, we don't like you.
You now just hop a car now.
Yes. Is there a rent? I'll rent a car to go home.
You'll hitchhike.
Yes. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
And then back to chamber stuff, we are going to start a little coffee group, a coffee.
We saw that coffee connections.
Kind of like that. More of just chamber with the coffee or coffee with the chamber, chamber with the coffee. Coffee with the chamber type thing, and that's going to be on June 12th from 9:30 to 10:30, and we're going to have that over at the senior center this first time.
Oh, fun.
They're very excited to have us there, and it's kind of an easy little pop over if you're a downtown business. It'll be easy, and then if you're just a in town business, it would be easy for you to pop over. And you don't have to be there for the entire hour. You can just pop in at any time in that hour and 10, 15 minutes or whatever you have. We are going to have a conversation icebreaker. Even though
it's not looking at each other going, okay,
what are we
so
here for?
Here.
Though I don't think Wahoo people ever have a problem. Like when you see somebody, I don't feel like you just stare at each other. But we thought it would be nice to have the NRD come. And so Eric Gottschalk is going to talk a little bit about like the fireworks for 4th of July since they're going to be, if that's coming up.
Right. And that's at their place on the lake.
Yes. So if anyone has any questions about it, he's there. He's the person to ask.
Right. He's like the source.
So he'll be there, and then hopefully we'll have some other like what else is happening that day, just so people have the info.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's not where Eric's doing a presentation. We all have to be quiet.
Slides. And it's a little bit more of a casual. Good reason to go into the senior center. Like it's one of those, if you don't just stop and do it, you know, go to the thrift store.
Right.
You know, good reason to pop over there and see what's going on.
Yes.
Hear some news from Eric. And
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So we're hoping to just really get that started up. It'll be the second Wednesday of the month, basically, is how we're going to do that and see if people like it. Because we also have a June Chamber Connections. The following week for this month.
Busy month.
Yeah. And that we're going to have Clover Merchant is coming, and basically and it's funny because I didn't know that there were that many people in town that actually do use it. You use it.
We use it. I know our friends at the bakery, Christina.
Does they use it?
Our neighbors at Mocha Seas, I know they have a Clover system.
Okay.
Yeah.
So quite a few people. So I feel like it's not just for people that are like, I'm thinking of getting a merchant system. It could be for people who have it and might have questions. Hey, I don't know how to, it says I can do this, but I don't know how. Can you help me?
Or credit card charges and fees and it's a whole web of stuff.
Yes.
So it's nice to have an expert on hand to answer those questions for us.
Yeah. So and like that one, I mean, it's still a conversation, but that one's a little bit more of a presentation where if you just want to sit and listen and eat your lunch, you definitely can. Where the coffee will be a little more of a chat.
Perfect. And the Chamber Connections happening at the Wahoo Library.
It is.
Yep, from 12 to 1.
Yes. June 20th. Yes.
June 20th. Perfect. Busy month.
Yeah, because then we're also working on our Fireworks Fridays.
The t-shirts.
Yes, we just got our t-shirt like finalized from Katie at Rivalry.
Okay, I'm going to need a t-shirt.
Yes, it's going to be very fun. So look for that. We should have a storefront on Rivalry, and then we'll put that on our website.
Oh, perfect.
WahooChamber.com. We'll put it on the app. We'll put it on social media.
Oh, nice.
So then you're able to, you should then be able to get the shirts like mid-June. So you'll have a few Fridays or whenever you want to wear it, really. And that some of that money proceeds goes towards our fireworks show.
Paying for the show because it's a self-funded show.
Yes.
And it's always a nice show. So
it really is. And if you're like, hey, I have too many t-shirts, I really don't need a t-shirt, but I would like to donate. You definitely can. There's signs now around town.
Saw those downtown.
Yeah. And I think there's some out at the lake as well. So if you're out there this weekend, look for the sign. There'll be a QR code. You can also go to our website, WahooChamber.com. I think it's under community.
I think you're right.
And it literally says fireworks sponsor.
You can't
we
miss
make it easy, and then you're able to do that.
And you also have it on the app, correct?
Yes, it is on the app.
So lots of ways you can donate.
Yes. And if you're like, I don't want to do any of those, you can also take cash or check down to the chamber office.
Right. We will not turn your donation away in any form that you want to give it to us.
So before we go on, we have not mentioned.
Oh my gosh. We haven't mentioned, have we?
We haven't. It just dawned on me.
We just got to talking about all the things and missed kind of a big thing. Yes.
So today it's marking. It's actually was a few days ago, but this is you say it perfect. What is it?
Our podcastiversary.
It is, yes. I was trying to say it the other day to Jen, and I was like, I'm not saying it the way she said it. She said it so great. I was like, Podcastiversary.
Podcastiversary.
Yeah. Yes, we're celebrating 1 year.
Yeah, 1 whole year of doing podcasts together.
And
so
what's so
it's kind of fun.
I know. And I was telling somebody, it was a client that was here, and she, I was photographing her daughter for dance photos, and her mom got a phone call, and she kind of like walked back towards here. So then a little bit later, she was like, "Is that your little podcast area?" And I was like, "Yes, it is." And so then her daughter was like, "What?" And they had to like come and look and stuff. And she's like, "This is where they record chamber chat." She knew.
Oh, that's cute.
And it was so cute. And I said to her, "Yeah." Because then she was standing over by the counter. That's where she was when like she said it.
Oh, sure.
And I said, "Yeah." And we started out with one microphone sitting on that counter, and we were sharing.
And we stood up the entire time, and we wrote out exactly what we were going to say, and we read it like a script.
We did. And remember, we practiced it.
Yes.
And we really did read it like we were like, "Hello, my name is Kate DeCoste."
Yes.
Welcome.
And we went through the whole thing twice before we decided it was decent.
Maybe we need to I remember the first time we did it, and I was like, "Okay." And you were like, "Do we need to like ad lib a little bit?" I was like, "Yeah, I think." And I don't know why, even when we first practiced it, like I'd be like super nervous.
I know.
And now I'm messing up words all the time, like changing coffee and chamber, and I'm like, whatever.
Right.
But it's just so funny, and I need to listen, because our first one was fireworks and a goose.
Right.
I need to listen to it, because even I think the quality of it is gonna be
right. You've definitely upgraded the equipment.
Yes.
From us standing around a microphone.
Yes. But we right at the beginning we had mailbag, I think.
Yes, we had all the music.
We had all the music. We had our disclaimer. Like we had all of the pieces.
Yes.
We've just kind
and a
of
logo.
And a logo. Oh yes, our logo. That was the first thing.
Yeah, we had our logo before we had a podcast.
Yeah, we did, which I think is good.
We committed ourselves to
did.
the project.
We did, and made stickers.
Right, yeah, you can still get a sticker.
Yeah, go to the chamber office, get a sticker. So happy podcast-aversary. Did I say it right?
Happy podcast-aversary to you.
And if you're on social media, look for we did some fun videos.
We celebrated.
We did celebrate.
Appropriately.
Yes, I think that's why we forgot to even say it, because we like did all of our fun things.
Did some fun little videos.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to think. I feel like there was something else.
Oh, we were going to talk about our guests. Speaking of podcasts, having guests on.
Yes.
With the business of the week.
Yes. So we are starting up Chamber Business of the Week.
Featuring platinum business members.
Yes. And I'm excited about. We're doing it a little differently than we have done in the past. It was like a live thing where you came and we, and I thought we need to do something that was a little bit more streamlined and easier on us in the office, and a little bit more just today, like the fun, like we're in Instagram Reels, we're in TikTok land. So I think it's going to be fun. So we're going to be filming those actually this week. So we should be looking for those like mid-June. We'll probably start that.
Nice. And then we'll have some guests from those interviews to come and kind of talk about their business.
Yes. I'm excited about that too. So they're getting a form so that if they'd like to come on the podcast, or if they'd like to go on to Saunders County Online, or both,
right?
They just say like, "Yep, contact us and we'll set up a time." So that'll give us some guests and have some fun.
Good
chats.
Good. I love it.
All right. Well, I think we covered.
I think we covered some more of June.
More of June. We'll be back because we should talk a little more about other things happening, and once we get a little more about 4th of July
and all the activities. Oh yeah.
There's always something going on in Wahoo.
There is always something going on.
Well, as always, thanks for listening.
And don't forget to keep it local, friends.
This has been a Chamber Chat
with Kate
and Kat.
See you next time.
Welcome to Chamber Chat with Kate
and Kat. I'm Catherine Nygren.
And I'm Kate DeCoste. This podcast is everything Wahoo. Let's try that again.
Perfect.